I feel like I just needed to get something off of my chest. I have been diagnosed with depression ever since I was 15. I remember it like it was yesterday. At the time, was in a really dark place. I got home from school that day and I was completely exhausted. Not the usual, like I ran a marathon or I didn't get enough sleep exhausted. I was completely emotionally exhausted. I just couldn't deal with anything. I just could not even find joy in anything around me, in the video games that I played, in the hobbies that I did, in talking to people. I just couldn't find anything enjoyable. It was like this for so long, but today it was so strong that I tried to kill myself. I remember. I failed, obviously, but I did try. I was so ashamed that I didn't tell anyone for a couple months, actually. But it was so hard to keep going at a certain point that I had to tell everyone. And I told my mom about what happened, and then the next week I told her I was suicidal, and I went to the hospital, and I was admitted for a bit. Since that day, it's been really hard to shake that notion, and it's a constant struggle of coming up with the will to go on and to live, to do things. There's no grand purpose to everything. It's not, a story or something. It's just how life is. And I know everyone has to do that. Everyone wonders that from time to time, but the way that I was depressed, at least, it was pretty much every day. A year later afterwards, a lot of stuff happened that I can't really get into without this taking forever. And it also made my depression worsen by quite a bit. Finished high school when I was 16, and then I dropped out of college and everything afterwards. I was supposed to be this shining star, I'm the one that's supposed to do everything, and there was a lot of weight on me to be the person who's gonna do something, so I've been paralyzed, to tell you the truth, for such a long time. It's really hard to move forward without a guiding goal, and it feels like every day is in a loop. My mom makes jokes about it. I live such a good life because I just don't know, what days are, and I don't work and all this stuff, which might sound ideal to someone who is slaving away at a job that they don't like, but I feel like I have no purpose. I haven't had a reason to actually get up and do anything. And me forgetting days isn't exactly because my life is so good. It's because it's so shit that there are no days that are memorable. This realization that it's feels like it's always going to be this way. I've tried to lose weight multiple times and I can't. I've tried to change my life for the better multiple times and I can't. I just feel like I'm stuck. And recently I thought that I was completely out of depression. In the pandemic, I've actually had a lot of time to self-reflect, and it's been overall positive. This year specifically, I sort of just came up with the mindset that I don't really have the time to be depressed. I have so many things that I want to do, but you can't just say that you don't have a mental condition and then it just goes away. So it's been still pretty hard. Another thing is that I've actually been pretty much obsessed with YouTube since I was around 18. Even though I don't upload, YouTube has been constantly eating away at me. I've had fatigue from it, even though I haven't been doing it. It's just been on my mind, so I pretty much have what a lot of successful YouTubers have, but I don't have any success, obviously. And that's something else that I don't really like. The way that YouTube is these days, but especially, is that it just seems to be more about chasing actual numbers instead of interacting with people. If a video gets 100 views, people think it's dog shit, but to me it's like, that's everything, because I usually don't get 100 or 1,000 views. And if I get that, then I'm overjoyed. But other people see that and they think that it's a failure and it's not that much. Don't care about what other people think, yeah. But for someone who actually wants to do it full time and wants to be a YouTuber, then not growing really is negatively affecting me. And I'm essentially tying my happiness to other people, which I shouldn't do, but since I want to do this, I can't really not do it in my head. I don't know how else to phrase it. People say to not compare yourself to others as well, but pretty much every single person around me is doing a lot better than I am, especially around my age. They all have things that I wish I had. You know, they have cars or girlfriends or money or like something, you know, superficial like that, which is like whatever. I know that people have more problems on the inside, and people look at my life as well and they think that it's all joyous because I grew up with a lot of money. But I don't have a lot of money now. I'm actually quite poor. And I understand that I shouldn't care about it and they have their own problems. But when I don't have anything like that, it's really bad. My life is pretty much just a replete of playing video games and going to bed. And COVID had a lot of people saying that staying indoors was really terrible for them. And it just sort of highlighted how fucked up it is. My life is, pretty much. But it is getting to the point where even I just cannot handle like being inside anymore. I just want to go out and like do something. I have not addressed this on my main channel. I probably never will. But the reason that I haven't is because I am kind of a perfectionist when it comes to it. I overthink content, and then I think overthinking it so much, I don't upload anything. And I also kind of just outgrew what I was doing. I can't be a commentary YouTuber if I just don't care what the fuck is going on YouTube. Like, I don't care about Jake Paul. I don't care about fucking the hot tub streams. I don't care about Pokimane. I don't care about the Leafy stuff. I don't care about the Aiden Ross stuff. I don't care about LSF or GTARP or anything that's trending. I have sort of just kind of grown out of that sect, and I can't do the same things that I used to. And I don't think it's a bad thing, because I think those things are really petty and kind of stupid. But you don't really pay the bills by thinking like that. It's a lot easier to just make a 10-minute video being like, oh my god, can you believe that Leafy got banned? Keemstar is fucking dog shit, by the way. I don't like that Keemstar said the N-word. Subscribe, please. 97% of you people are not breathing. Shit like that, I just can't do. And that's what people want. I made this channel because I just kind of wanted to feel like I was doing something. Like, days were different because I'm uploading something every day. But my sleep has been so terrible that I just haven't been able to do it. And that's another thing, is that I always have excuses. It's either my sleep or the weather or something completely bullshit is the reason that I can't work out or do what I want to do, instead of just sitting down and actually doing it. But I implore anyone who's listening to this and has somehow made it this far and somehow found this video, because this from everything that I know, this type of video is not going to do well in any sense. I implore you to try to better yourself every day, to break out of the bad habits. You can improve yourself every day, and you should, like by working out or just doing 30 minutes of something. You know, you're not gonna randomly sprout out and do something miraculous. And I have been doing these things a lot the past months, but then I got an ear infection. I couldn't fucking hear anything, so I just stopped. It took a while to come back, but I never fully came back to doing everything I wanted to do every day, like working out and YouTube and stuff like that. I'd always get one of them done or half of them done, just not doing them all. And the time or I would not do anything, the times where I would stay inside instead of going to the gym, as soon as I do that once, it's almost harder to return than it is to start it anew. But when you break a good habit, rationalizing in your head is, oh, I'm just taking a break, it's an off day or whatever. But it never is just an off day. An off day turns into an off week and an off month and an off year, and then you're looking back, you know, for the past pretty much decade, a half decade of my life, and I'm just wondering what happened, where'd the time go? Where's the things that I have to show for it? I don't want you to give up, and I will not give up. I can't. It's not fair to everyone who's been putting all their expectations and all their hopes and all these things onto me if I give up. I feel like I'm failing more than just myself at that point. I don't want people to be in the same situation that I am in. I have pretty much become the person that I always promised that I wouldn't be. And obviously, it's really sad to look back at myself in the past and think that this is that's who I was, and this is who I am now. And I don't know if I am going to like who I am tomorrow.